Hello and welcome to Unexpected Inspiration. This is a scrapbook challenge hosted by myself, Alice Boll, and my friend Sara Scraps. We'll have information about the 12 sessions in each of our communities, ScrapHappy.org and Sara Scraps' YouTube channel. I hope that this process video will give you a sneak peek about some of the fun we'll be having during the 12 sessions of this challenge. In session 1, we're drawing our inspiration from books, specifically novels and nonfiction. The Da Vinci Code was one that I considered because I liked the torn effect. I also considered using organizing from the inside out because of the colorful blocks for text and the list along the side. But the book I decided to use is called Slow by Brooke McAlary, and I really loved the wood grain effect along with the white lettering and the cool little box around the title. So let's see how we can draw inspiration and turn this into a scrapbook page. I started with a piece of gray wood grain scrapbook paper. I grabbed some white letters and my pictures. I chose 4 photos of my journey with sourdough bread making, which is a very slow process, so I think it fits really well with the topic of this book. I always print my photos at home, so I trimmed them up. The photos are roughly 3 by 4. They're actually a little bit smaller than 3 by 4, but I think that's fine. The piece of paper that I found here is amazing find that's been in my stash since 2014. It's from a company that used to be around called Gossamer Blue and was designed by Tracy Reed. I was pretty excited to finally get this piece of paper into one of my scrapbooks. I have been hoarding it for quite some time. I really like the title Slow and the box around it because it's actually debossed on the cover of the book. And I really liked that white box, and so I wanted to recreate that on my scrapbook page here. So that's why I'm cutting this white cardstock. I'm making a little thin line that will go around my photos. When I'm trying to line something like this, especially something kind of delicate like this up on my page, I always pull out my T-square. If you haven't been introduced to a T-square yet, let me be your best friend because a T-square is a ruler. I have a clear one and it has a little bit of a T at the end of it. And when you're trying to line something up, it works so well. You'll see me grab it as soon as I have my adhesive all lined up here. You'll see one end of the T lines up along the edge and the other piece stretches across my paper, making sure that I can put everything nice and perfectly straight. I found mine on Amazon for just a couple bucks and it's 12 inches long. Next, I'll stick down my photos using my double-sided adhesive. I like this glue tape from Glue Dots, and I've been having a bit of a harder time finding it lately, so if someone knows how I can get hooked up, please let me know. Just leave it in the comments. I will see it, I promise. Next up, I'm going to start adding my title. I wasn't super creative with the title. It's just called Sourdough, or at least at this point, it's just called Sourdough. And I will tell you, the first letters that I grabbed were kind of a soft white rather than a bright white, and they looked so off next to the white paper of that frame that I had created, and so I had to go searching to find some brighter white letters. So when you're buying your letters, it's really nice to know, are they white or are they almost white? And once I had all the letters lined up on my ruler, I always line them up on the edge, and that allows me to place them and have a look and see exactly where I want the letters to be. I find that I can't really stick them down straight off of the ruler. I still have to place them individually, but oh my gosh, the convenience of being able to move them around and see exactly where you want them on your page, worth lining them up on a ruler every time for sure. And now I'm thinking about my journaling and I'm trying some different colors of gray pens because I have some that are a cool gray and some that are a warm gray, and it really matters. In the end, I don't end up using a gray pen at all, so I guess it didn't matter at all. After looking at the title, I had decided I actually wanted to call it Adventures in Sourdough, and that helped to represent the part with me making my own starter, having my first loaves that were super flat and like almost impossible to cut through, to actually getting a beautiful, practically perfect loaf. If you've ever tried making sourdough bread, you'll know that it's definitely an adventure. Once I have these teeny tiny letters placed just right, then it's time for me to start thinking about my journaling. What am I actually going to say on this page? I have a super old journaling template from Creative Memories, and I don't know how old it is, but man, it is starting to really fall apart. You can see tape all over it, trying to hold it together. It's not working very well. It keeps falling apart on me, but I will keep using it for as long as I possibly can because I find that the journaling is just spaced to the perfect size for what I like to do with my scrapbooking. And I'll confess, lots of times I've just taken my pen and started writing exactly on my paper without pre planning my journaling. However, I am always so dissatisfied with the results that I get because inevitably, I want to say more than I have left myself room for. So I have gotten so much better about writing my journaling out ahead of time. And I can look at it and kind of think, okay, well, how small do I need to write to make this all fit? How much can I fit onto one line? And then I can usually make it fit. But even then, I still had to draw a couple of extra lines to get all of the words on it. So even the pre planning can fail a little bit from time to time. One of the things that I mentioned in my journaling is that I called my sourdough starter Augustus Gloop because I really love it. Actually might be my very favorite movie, The Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's the Willy Wonka one with Gene Wilder. I love that movie so much, and so I nicknamed my sourdough starter Augustus Gloop. So now you can see me fighting with a white pen. Okay, no, I cut out most of the fighting with a white pen. I think I tried 7 different white pens to try to get it to write just the date. So, in case you're wondering, Alice, why didn't you write your journaling with white pen? Is because white pens are just a nightmare. And I have tried the good ones, but they have always seemed to fail. And I've battled them, and I'm done with that. So now you've seen the layout, you've seen the book. Here's the layout and the book so you can see the original inspiration and the page that I created. Let's take a quick look at a few of the details like the journaling, the pictures of the beautiful bread, my starter Augustus Gloop, and that flat pancake of a bread that I can barely get the knife through. And how nice that title turned out with those white letters. So, what do you think? Is this something you'd like to try? Would you take this unexpected inspiration of turning a book cover into a scrapbook page? If you'd like to participate in the live challenge, the ScrapHappy community is open for memberships right now. You can come and join us at scraphappy.org, or you can also participate through Sara's community at Sara Scraps here on YouTube. Members of Sara's community will also get to enjoy some process videos with her, and I know she's already made a couple. If you're a ScrapHappy member and you make a page inspired by this, go ahead and share it in our community under the challenge space. And if you're not a member yet, you can come and join us, or you can tag me on a post on Instagram at Alice Boll. Thanks for checking out my layout that I made for the first session of Unexpected Inspiration. Happy scrapping!